Like, subscribe, share, send in your email, your number, your name. You know what it is. Click the link. We got new merch out now. Once you click the link, you can also go download the album. WishYouWereMine.com. Constant Cash Records. We got a lot of music out right now. City popping. Shout out to my real ones and loyal supporters. Head to the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Make sure you do your research and due diligence. Shout out to the Coconut Kingdom family, the Winners Club. We got new merch coming soon. If you go onto the site, you can see what we got now. All different sizes. Shout out to my real ones who've been helping me maintain. Head to the Coconut Kingdom YouTube page. We got a lot of new content. We got the peaceful protest outside. That's been doing numbers. Once you go to the YouTube page, you can find our different channels. Our different channels have different content that also link to different sites as well. Also, too, big shout out to all the distribution companies, but let's continue to do better business. Big shout out to Apple. Let's continue to work with more Apple products. Shout out to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Shout out to all the other companies we've been working with to produce music. You know, Native Instruments, Waves, Akai, Alesis, KRK, Yamaha. Let's continue to do more business. Shout out to all the plugin companies too, like Plugin Boutique and Serato. A lot of new music out now. Joshua Elijah Ford, wishyourmind.com. The new album's out now. Make sure you go download that on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. We turning up this city. WMI Records. You know what it is, City Poppin'. Make sure to go check out the new merchandise. We got a lot of new merchandise. Exclusive. Big shout out to all the companies we've been working, right? Working with Puma Connect, Adidas, Saya, the Winners Club, Coconut Kingdom Family. You know, all the beautiful different textures we've been blessed to rock with. You know, the different shoe companies, Reebok, we've been able to maintain with. Apple Tech Kits, keep our health and our telecommunication live and direct. So big shout out to all of those brands. We want to continue to work with more brands, you know, different styles of brands, different glasses. We got the True Religions on right now. We used to rock a lot of Oakley. We got the Ray-Ban prescriptions. But you know, we like to wear a lot of different styles. So if you go to WMI Records too, that's where you can download all the music. If you don't go on to Spotify, you can also go find it there as well. We also have the Real One hats, the Coconut Kingdom hat, and the Protect Thy Kingdom camouflage. Make sure to go download the music with that when you buy something. So if you buy something, then you can go to the music page and you can go download music too. Big things popping, all money in. That's what we like to do. We don't like to let the money sit. We cannot let the money sit. We gotta keep the money flowing. You know, even on zero, that's what we do. You see the dollar right there? We got a dollar on our wall. We gave a lot of real ones a $2 bill. That's collaboration, right? But when it's just me, all money in at all times, we cannot let the money sit. If we're here today, what we doing? If we're here today, what we doing? If we're not and we're stuck in the hospital, guess what we're not doing? We're not spending money, all money in. When you're in the hospital or when you're not spending it, what is it doing? Sleeping. It's sleeping. We don't like to let the money just sleep. We like to be on Wall Street with it. Even when markets are collapsing, right? We still like to be all money in. Some of us know how to ball that way. So that even when our money is there, it's not just at what? It's not just sitting there. Because a lot of times when it's sitting there, then guess what? You buy a plate lunch. You buy 2 soaps instead of 1. You buy a little trinket. You buy a pen. You buy more soap for your hair. When it's all money in, you cannot touch that. What I'm about to do with it. Once I pay my rent and my bills, what I'm about to do with it. All money in. That's why you can go to the winnersclub.us. That's where we put a lot of it. We're gonna continue to make more merchandise, more different products, and continue to drop what? Content across all plats. We're doing plats back to back. Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter. Holla at your boy Lil J and make some noise. It's your boy Josh Ford. All plats. Boom. You can check out the YouTube shorts. You can go to World Music Innovations. You can check out all the records. Then you can go to Snapchat. We got Snapchat on there. Then we got YouTube, the Josh Forrest Show on YouTube. And then we got products. That's on the site. So we about to still keep doing it. We got the what's that called? Is that the Puma or the Reebok up there? I think that's the Puma Connect, right? The red, white, and blue Puma BMW collab up there. That's on the site right there. Boom. And what we doing? Testing out new products. Live behind the scenes, health as well. If you're in the Winners Club, right? You're blessed to see another day like it's a miracle. So if you're blessed to see another day like it's a miracle, what we doing? We putting all money in so we can save it again. Because we blessed. Right? That means we can live humbly. That means we could spend the whole bag one time, double it back, and now we blessed the next day again. That means we spend less than if we had it on us. So, once you have $1 right here and you pay everything and you want to even, you wasn't outside shooting with me in a gym. In order to get to the gym, you got to actually clock in, right? In order to leave the gym, you got to actually close. That's what the night shift is about. That's when you got to actually close. So when you shooting jumpers in the gym, you got to actually leave and close that. That's when you bless. That's when we put in our points. So what? Once you spend all money in, what we do? We try to double up and build brand. So what's that? Coconut Kingdom family anniversary. Shout out to all my real ones. What is that? 12 years. Even if it disappears, that's 12 years of blessings and miracles. That's 12 years of blessings and miracles that we didn't actually have. We didn't have that. And then what? If we shut down that, we have World Music Innovations. 15 years of blessings and miracles. Boom. So guess what? That's history in the making. That's legendary and legacy. So once you do all that, even when you don't got it and you back at one, we have to flip all that back in. Because that's better than not doing anything. That's not an ego. But then everybody's like, oh, why do you do that? Why you online? Right? They want to have an attitude. That's what a lot of people like to do. They want to test you, especially in months where they could have blessed you. So there's a lot of people who would rather test you instead of bless you, even the ones you made miracles happen for. So a lot of individuals, we love to make miracles and magic happen in the city. We like to city pop. So that's when what? That's when we pay things and then we build legacy. When we build legacy, even when we sound disciplined or we know that other person is doing anything, what builds us legacy? Loyalty and respect, and knowing that we went all money in. Because what you gotta do to take this to the next level, you gotta build. You gotta actually build. I know a lot of people who haven't put all money in. That's okay with me. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. When you put all money in, that's loyalty and respect. That's the Winners Club, that us. That's when you take everything, even when it's your last penny, and you put it down so you could try to double it or save it till the next day. Even at a slow rate when the economy is collapsing. Or not collapsing, but balancing back out to where it might be if it was inflated. So a lot of people want to act scary and spooky. right? But we like to build. We like to build through content. We like to build through world media innovations, world music innovations. When we do that, we like to get our sound country to country. We like to shake hands. We like to celebrate. And we like to know what loyalty and respect feels like. That means when you go to the person's face and you shake their hand, and you know what that means. That means they helping you and they paying that back in return, even if you didn't have to help them, but you did. Or even if you don't and they just want to spread miracles through the city. That's the thing about individuals, right? We like real ones with loyalty and respect. We like to put up points for the city. That's the Winners Club. That's where you can go listen to that song plus the album. That's a whole movie, the album, just in audio. So big shout out to my real ones who always kept it 100. That means they didn't have to be 99 and less. That means they shook your hand with respect and then they popped up. A lot of individuals in the city just want to go behind your back for no reason. For no reason. They like to, what? Become federale behind your back for no reason. We don't really condone that activity unless they're paying you first. You have to pay me to go behind my back. But a lot of individuals didn't. That doesn't make sense when City Poppin' is out now. Shout out to all my real ones who been sending in love and blessings. The song Miracles is out now, right? Sometimes it was only you and your mom, maybe your sister growing up. You went through different times you had to hustle. That means you had to hustle for the city at different times while other people tried to hold you back. So many times in the city, you like to hustle and you had to do it just for your mom and your sister, right? So sometimes when you gotta hustle and you gotta just run a straight line, other people wanna pass interfere because they don't know what real life is when you have to hustle. That's why we wrote the song. They talking funny, acting crazy. So anytime when somebody pass interfere, right, the line of scrimmage or wanna then pass interfere what you're already building, that just means they're talking really funny, acting crazy, and never really had to do it. Because if they did, they wouldn't be talking very funny, acting crazy. They wouldn't be talking really funny, acting crazy. That's where loyalty and respect comes into play, right? That's when you was actually on the field. That's when you were in the ocean, but you actually pay loyalty and respect because you know when it's real, it's really real when you're out there. That's not when it's a game, right? That's when you balling and you know the rules to the court, so it's smooth. That's for the people who was really outside. That's why when we shook hands and we shake hands, we know what it is. We don't have to be disrespectful. We would rather be what? We would rather be respectful and loyal than to be disrespectful. Especially if I was ever on a plane with you, right? If I ever went state to state international with you, and I was ever city popping with you, that means respectful, right? Loyalty and respect is very different from disrespect and non-loyal. So you could choose to not do anything. Then you could choose to have loyalty and respect. The complete opposite is disrespect and unloyalty. So sometimes you could have common ground where you could be neutral, you could be independent. You don't have to choose a side or you don't have to choose the other side. That's when you're just doing business, right? Then you could choose loyalty and respect. So that's something you could do. You could choose not to do anything, and then you could choose to have loyalty and respect. So when you hear the noise in the background, that's when they choose to have what? Unloyalty and disrespect. So if I was ever city popping with you, right? If I was ever building with you, we would rather choose to have what? Loyalty and respect. That's how the money continues to flow, even in America. Because what? That keeps the operation moving. That means what? The equation is able to function. That means a solid foundation. That's what loyalty and respect can do. Sometimes choosing nothing is better than choosing loyalty, which is, that's good. But then if you then have to choose unloyalty and disrespect rather than nothing, sometimes even your loyalty look crazy than if it's not partnered with respect. So partnering loyalty with respect or just being neutral is better than not. What? It's better than not being disrespectful. We don't need to choose that. So having loyalty and respect or being solid and neutral is better than switching your ways when a lot of individuals are changing their ways, especially spreading peace, love, happiness. So many times there's different variables in life where you could choose nothing or then you could choose something that's positive. So sometimes choosing nothing is more positive than choosing something that's negative, which probably majority 99 or 100% of the time, choosing nothing or choosing something positive is better than being negative. So big shout out to my real ones, right? That's the ones who are supporters. That's the ones that are 100. That means they solid, bro. On off days, they still shake your hand and they're like, bro, I just don't got it right now, but we about to bounce back, bro. We about to get the city popping and what's the work, right? Sometimes when people don't got it and they just loyal, they're just like, bro, what's the work? We about to climb from the bottom, bro. We got zero this whole week, bro. We don't know what's going on, and plus there's returns. So imagine you guys zero with the team this whole week, plus there's returns off of somebody else that's not there. Bro, the ones who still loyal to that and then don't just quit, that's out the mud with it, bro. That means everybody on the team was at zero for the whole week and it's spooky outside. Plus, if you the one getting the returns on it, right? You not making yardage down the field. You having negative return, but you the running back. So you the one going straight for the Hail Mary, but you get a negative return. Or you the best salesperson, but now what? Even you as the best one, you got zero hardly for the last 2 months. And now it's spooky outside. Plus then you got the return on you too. That then what? Not only make you hardly do anything for the whole week off of zero, then it minuses from that week too. So the ones who run it back for the next 2 months, that's still in the game, right? Even if you lost yardage and you didn't catch the touchdown and you lost, or if you was MVP, right? Now you look like the worst associate, plus you have the return, but you still clocked in. All of that, that's loyalty and respect. That's out of the mud. That's out the mud. That's when you actually selling things for a net plus, bro. It's not neutral job where you just like, so what we having for lunch? I got some paperwork to turn in. I gotta check this. We're having, who's buying lunch today? That's cool, right? That's nice. But that's neutral. We're not trying to do nothing crazy. We're just holding it down. The ballers outside, out the mud, right? Loyalty and respect. We gotta make it happen in the city. That means we're trying to create things out of zero. That means there wasn't something and now there's something. Even when we don't have it. So it's magic. That means that we had zero, but now we got Wish You Were Mine and $1 up there. And we made it to the next day and Miracles is out now. And we didn't have to go behind somebody's back to make that happen. Ever in life. That's why Miracles is out now. Especially when it's your mom and your sister on zero. And you never had anything off the come up. You put up $1. You made it to this day. And then you made something out of nothing. Even when you don't have it. So shout out to all the people we've been working with. Who've been solid since day one. That's what we like to see. That's what keeps the ball going up and down the court smooth. Even when you don't catch it at the Hail Mary. But you still show up. Then it's second, third, fourth. And we know it's game time. But we were still there the whole time. Yeah. We had to close. That's the night shift, baby. They don't know what that's like. They don't know when you miss the ball for the whole team. And everybody wanted to win. But now you gotta say sorry to all of them. This is not just avoiding one person. This is the whole team was hyped up for the last month. And you missed the ball. And now we're not eating like the trophy should, but we still in the winners club. And you might have been negative that day too, but you still in the league. The league is you still might be in the streets though. You don't know what to do. You might be off that negative, off that $1 and then negative. But you still trying to hold it down and show up though. You still trying to city pop. You might be the one that have to be in the house though. But you was the one still trying to city pop and make magic for the whole city. Like you was McGrady, bro, out there. Sometimes when you gotta switch teams too and then make it happen, even though you're not switching teams and you the one holding it down, we don't have envy and ego. We just put on our shoes even when we throwing up on the side. So the sidelines look crazy, but what? We were in a game though. The sidelines look like got throw up, sweat, look like got blood on the side, look like we never made it. But we was in the game the whole time though. Yo, that's what we do it for. It's called the big leagues, baby. Even off that, we don't know to play for the next day. Even when you on a bench. A lot of people never been in a game just because they're too scared to take a L. We're not even talking about trophies. We've been 24/7 live and direct in the game. Back to back. The game needs me is out now. The game needs me. Put me in, coach, you know. So, you know, if we get that neutral opportunity job, we not only in game time. That means 4 quarters, we're not switching teams. We're not switching players. Some jobs are way easier than that. We got different people on the crew. We got time for lunch breaks. We don't need 10 to 9s. A lot of 9 to 5s don't need 10 to 9s. If we could find those opportunities, we might still be in the league for comeback season. We gotta lower the cost of a lot of things, baby. We gotta lower the cost of a lot of things in the city. The market's been collapsing. People have been losing money by the millions. We gotta lower the cost again. A lot of people work 9 to 5 and clock out. That 10 to 9 is spooky. A lot of people are always talking about battling. What about collaborating? Why battle when you could collaborate? Why be disrespectful when you could be respectful? Why create one win when you could create a win-win? When you create a battle, there's one win. Or someone has to not win. When you collaborate, you create a win-win. If it's out of loyalty and respect. Even when you lose. When two people collaborate in a win-win, they can create something brand new that is a third thing. That's one person with another person collaborating is able to create a third thing instead of battling. That's where loyalty and respect can build. A lot of people try to force it and then it turns into a battle. You cannot force loyalty and respect. That's when you know a lot of people cheat. They would rather cheat and try to force loyalty and respect than not do anything and just keep solid and then build loyalty and respect. And they get mad over a collaboration that could have had something out of nothing, and then none of them, which is one or the other person, then build a third thing because they would rather have no loyalty and respect, which means they would rather battle when trying to collaborate versus stay faithful to the other person, even if nothing happened. A lot of people would rather, instead of staying faithful, do something instead of rather let nothing happen. Need help checking it out? Shout out to where you been. Jay, where you been? Jay, where you at? Jay, why you always acting like that? Jay, I need my money in advance. I've been outside masterminding, plotting, stacking low. Wish everybody the whole about now. Go get the new music. Where You Been is out now. Miracles is out now. Sweet Soul Baby is out now. Click the link below. Go to iTunes. That's where you can find it. Shout out to all my real ones who kept it true since day one. Loyalty and respect. The ones who can look in the mirror, shake your hand, and you know that was never behind your back. And that wasn't ever something distasteful. We like flavor. We like to get this city poppin'. Throw the dub up in the city, it's the winner's club, right? Even if you're on 0 and you scaling, you cannot be scared of the game. Even when you get to 50 million and the whole entire city, or 1 billion and everybody knows you. That's how we know who is real. Pay Me is out now. That's a new song. When my real ones are clocked in at work, just hustling and grinding. Saw me on the news talking about it. When my real ones are at work, we like to listen to that song. The song Pay Me. That's what we like to do to stay motivated, right? If we're trying to be productive for the year, for the quarter, for the season, we like to think about that paycheck. We like to think about that money green. We like to stay motivated and we like to stay pay me first. If you want me to do something, then you gotta pay me first. Pay me first. Pay me first. Pay me for it. Especially if you ever got unfair wages or somebody tried to shift the ball. There's a lot of jobs, right, these days, where they shift your paycheck or they want you to work more than they pay you first. All streaming platforms. WishYourMind.com. It's R&B money right here when you ride around. The big thing city poppin'. Like, subscribe, share. We're on Snapchat. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. Send me a message. Send me a DM. Send me a comment. We're trying to get back in the game, right? Sometimes you gotta re-up off of 0. Start back at 1. You gotta rebuild the Rolodex out of respect. That's what we're doing now. We did a lot of shows throughout history. We took a lot of flights throughout history. But now we want to make more public appearances. And we want to run it back and do it again. Shout out to all the DJs. Shout out to all the clubs. Shout out to all the, all the real ones who continue to spin our records. We like to promote our records in the clubs. That's where the people city pop the best, right? Before the pandemic, that's where the events happened. That's where we used to lay the foundation. 4 people to 400, 500 people. Just laying foundation, right? That's the clubs right there. That's all my DJs in the clubs. Shout out to my DJs in the clubs. Shout out to my DJs on the radio. Since day one. Since VIP stars. Since even after that, Turn It Up. Since even after that, or Real One, Wish You Were Mine, right? Shout out to my real ones who've been helping me lay records. That's what it is. We're trying to take this country to country. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put it up for the city. We like to stay consistent. That's what we like to do. We like to have fun and stay consistent. What is life without theme music? Without the Winners Club? It's called motivation, baby. Also, too, big shout out to my music. We want to get everything back into our hands, right? But shout out to all the beautiful life analogies that you can learn from. That's the beautiful thing about it. You can take it apart into pieces and then you can see what things really mean. Right? Had to hustle like Gary Vee. That's when I was on the news talking about hustler, but then still working 24/7, 10 to 9 to drop the song Night Shift. So that's what that reference was, but then still being online since MySpace off the BlackBerry Connect. So that's what we did in that time capsule. And what we like to do, and now the record's out now too. The Hustler record been doing good things on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify and Apple. But that was an amazing time frame. To be hustling 24/7. Then on the news talking about hustling. Performing on the stage to drop the song Hustler. To be filling up concerts from 4 people to 500 people. That's what we used to do and we want to run it back again. Oh, sitting on my name like a running back. Keep coming with the hits, I gotta run it back. I used to feel like I just never fit in. It's ironic how things make their way around. Cause when you the running back, right? And the whole city know you. That's you putting in points. That's Kobe putting in points. Especially if you're doing it for your community. That's what that means. That means when you gotta run the straight line Hail Mary and catch the ball for the city, even if it's a time capsule on TV talking about hustler, when you doing 4 people to 400, 500 people shows, even with R&B models, that's a time capsule when you still on live from the BlackBerry Connect on MySpace till 2026 today. That's a dub for the city right there. That means we cannot hear what the sidelines have to say unless you pay me first. That's payment. That means we put up a lot for the city to do that. And then to still stay healthy and not to keep doing what they did. unfair share, no loyalty or respect, you know, not continuing with the opportunities at the right price. So that's a beautiful time capsule. We still gotta fix our Instagram because there's no reason why our Instagram will be broken, losing us money for that beautiful time capsule right there. That's all while working and hustling to drop that song, to be doing shows, to also have this album out now, to be buying back all the masters and then trying to re-get them back out off of $0 to $1, $0 to $1. That's a blue ocean strategy. Once you jump in a deep end, now you jumping off the backboards to a new land. That's the big leagues. So we had to go 0 to 1, straight to the big leagues, back to underground. Just to show how we ball. Just to show them how we ball. That's off of originals, bro. That's after we picked up the ball. We sold a lot of ice. They was calling us ice. That's how much diamonds we sold at the time. Way different than what they talk about these days. They was calling me ice, ice, baby. That's how much diamonds and ice we just stay flooding on people's necks, bro. They was saying, what, can I come back one, like, bro, like 4 weeks. Coming back about 4 weeks. Lobster claw on a Cuban link, bro. Back to back. They was calling me ice. That's how much points we put up during the night shift, bro. That's only on a Black Friday. Iced out. You see gold ropes out the woodwork. Everybody. R&B girls rocking ice, bro. I was like Silver Surfer, bro. Or Iceman. You know, Marvel Comics, DC. Silver Surfer, they was calling me Iceman. I was moving ice left and right the glass, bro. It's like I was Gretzky. Ice on the glass. It's points. You couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. I was like prime time, Black Friday. Day and night. VVs, Swarovskis, Emerald. Like 7 rings, Emerald Island. I felt like Sonic, bro. Rings. Oh. Felt like Olympic rings and everything. Oh. Straight up. And now they talk about this ice, bro. Iceman. You know, like how on that side, the whole south, Paul Wall, Iceman, Paul Wall. I was on the west doing it though. Different. Just in the league maintaining. Ice, baby. Felt like vanilla ice. Slushies. Smoothies. Icy, shave ice. That's the whole night shift right there. It was only 10 to 9. That wasn't 24/7 live and direct. That's what we used to have to do. That's what we still do live. Ice. They said it was spooky outside. But Iceman was working a night shift on a Black Friday. Felt like Haleakala in the store. Ice. I was underground. Calling me Wayne. The way I had to Gretzky on them. Pretty girls all around me. All these girls around me. They couldn't even believe these stories. They couldn't believe it. It's all documented on the YouTube though. I said, what you mean, Canada? But you could go watch it. You could go click the link, you could go watch it. It's not a thing. Not a thing at all. Watches, bro, flying over all over the place. So if any of the jewelers need your boy Jay the Jeweler, you know what it is, baby. Ice like a cooler, come see the jeweler, moving it quick like I work for Uber. Like I was Ubering ice in a cooler left and right on a glass. Just, could you please, like, I gotta clean the glass. Like, for like, Mulgrady off the glass. So could you please, I gotta clean the glass. But I have a mirror here you could look into. A mirror right here. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe that. What is that? Number two, night shift. Deuce, baby. Deuce, baby. If I bring one, you bring one. Out of that one and that one, we make 3. How we do that, you said? 50 cents off of your one, 50 cents off of that one. Still keep both ones. Now we got 3. Deuce, baby. Shout out to my real ones who got the deuce from me. A lot of the real ones got the deuce from me. A lot of sauce that's like the juice from me. A lot of sauces like they got the juice from me. Even on 0, there's 1 right there. Deuce, baby. Too much sauces like they got the juice from me. Health is wealth. The Winners Club, that us. Shout out to the whole team, Team WMI. They had your boy last season doing amazing things. The Kingdom had your boy doing amazing things last season. I couldn't believe what the other place was doing. Since you would have to pay me. Amazing things. Lot of amazing things. Just been maintaining. In the game, maintaining. Shout out to the distros that been supporting your boy. Now we want to work with all the labels. We want to do a 360 deal, but with all the labels 360. Where I'm the one and they're just doing circles. So what is that? Sony, Warner, Universal, Interscope, Apple. Put 5 on it. Boom. Spotify. All plats. City Poppin' is out now. That's been doing amazing things across the globe. Different countries. Shout out to all the countries. Let's give a shout out to all the countries. We want to give a big shout out to every country that been helping us hold it down. Across the city, across the states, and overseas international. Let's do a big shout out to everybody. Let's show some love. Because, you know, that's better than none. Let's show some love. Let's shout out to United States. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Denmark. Shout out to Egypt. Shout out to Japan. Shout out to Netherlands. Shout out to France. United Kingdom. Switzerland. Shout out to Nigeria. Shout out to Africa. Shout out to Singapore. Shout out to Australia, Germany, Belgium. Shout out to Colombia. Shout out to Portland. Shout out to Suriname. Shout out to Mexico. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to Ukraine. Shout out to Korea Republic. Shout out to Thailand. Big shout out to Russia. Big shout out to Israel, China mainland. Shout out to India. Shout out to Italy, New Zealand, Austria. Shout out to Czech Republic. Shout out to Bahrain. Shout out to Bulgaria, Romania. Shout out to Chile. Shout out to Ecuador. Shout out to Finland. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to Hungary. Shout out to Indonesia. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to Panama. Shout out to Peru. Shout out to Seychelles. Shout out to Spain. Shout out to Sri Lanka. Shout out to Sweden. Shout out to Turkey. Let's also continue the list down the line to shout out country to country, state to state. So let's also give a big shout out to, let's see who also been showing a lot of love throughout different cities. We have United States, Netherlands, Brazil, United Kingdom, Sweden, South Korea. Shout out to the top cities as well: Honolulu, Kahului, Los Angeles, and let's take one more deeper look to see where else we've been city popping in the United States. So, big shout out to all those countries, but also big shout out to the United States: Honolulu, Seattle, Mililani Town, Kahului, and Los Angeles. That's the Winners Club. Shout out to all those countries, states, and also cities. You know, we're doing it big, and we're just showing love, peace, love, happiness. That's all the music where it went to different countries, But shout out to where all the content and video also went to different countries. You know, 300,000 views a month, sometimes even more. So we just wanted to jump on and say that.